Hey everybody, I have the sweetest project to share tonight. If you've watched my other videos, you know I love working with angels and making angel projects, and I also love making snow women and snowmen, and it kind of fits in with one of the hashtags that the crafting community has been working on in January, which is Snowmen of January. So I wanted to make something to go along with that to share with everyone. And also, I really wanted to work with the Peachy Keen set that are the choir angels. So this is what I made. And as you can see, it's a little snow girl with her angel wings and her halo. And these are tags, but I did glue these on some little farmhouse, little thin chippy wood tags. I think mine came from Hobby Lobby, or Michael's I think has them also, but you can usually get about 6 or 8 of them for $4 or $5. So they're not expensive. But if you don't want to use them on the wood, you can just make yours completely on paper. But I did make these on wood, and these are the two that I have pre-made to share with everyone. But we're going to make a third one in just a second, so I can kind of show you some of the techniques that I used. But this is the set. It is Peachy Keen, and it is the Choir Angels Die and Stamp set PKSC-015, and it is a stamp and a die set, so it comes with 3 different faces and some music notes and little hair swirls. And then it comes with all these fabulous dies that you can make all these different shapes with and clothes. And as you can see, the examples they used are they made little choir girls. And I think they're so sweet. But I wanted to make her a snow angel. So these are the stamps that come with this set. Now these dies, y'all, I'm going to use this because these dies are so tiny, some of them. I'm going to show them to you in my little metal magnetic dish. And I want to show you why, because they are so little, y'all. So some of them are really little, but they come with so many fabulous design elements in this one set. As you can see, it has a teddy bear and a handbell and a choir book and little bows and hearts and little shoes and the different kinds of dresses and collars. So it's just a really fun set that you can use your imagination with. And it comes with the little circle die for the head. So for this, I just cut it on white cardstock since she was going to be a snow girl. Okay, y'all. So that's the starting point. All the dies. Now, I will show you this. For her face, this set did not come with a little snow face with a little carrot. So I have an old set by Peachy Keen, and it has this snow face in it with the really round, kind of more button eyes. And so that's the one I used, is this one right here. But y'all know Peachy Keen does a ton of faces. So if you don't have that one, Jill's Favorites by Peachy Keen, the PK3000, there's tons of little carrot faces in this with the closed eyes. I just wanted the open bright eyes. So that shows you your face. And if you don't have those, you can certainly just use a black pen and create your own faces. So I want to show you, let's see. The first thing I did with these dies in the Peachy Keen set is I sat down one night and I just picked a bunch of teeny tiny pattern paper and I cut lots of pieces for her outfits until I decided what I wanted to use. So these are all the different skirts and dresses and different color angel wings. Y'all, this set is just one of my favorite sets. There's two different style dresses. There's one with larger pleats and tiny pleats. And y'all, it even comes with a little teddy bear if you wanted to give her a little teddy bear instead. But I just sat and cut a bunch of different outfits. And I finally settled on the little blue because I wanted her to be a little icy looking for February. And January and February, sorry, for all the cold and the snow. So this is where we started. And I'm going to show y'all one that is not put together. So it can kind of show you everything that goes into making her. So here's the wooden tag. And like I said, if you don't have a wooden tag or you don't want her on wood, just make her on the paper. She's just as sweet on the paper as the wooden, but I just wanted to make her on the wood. So on my tags, one side is smooth and one side is textured. So I usually flip them over to the smooth side. And this is what we're going to do. I took an old book and I just traced the tag on it, cut it out, and punched a hole in it. And I'm going to distress the edges of her, well, the edges of the book paper with a little bit of tea-dye distress ink. It's a little bit lighter than the vintage photo that I use a lot of, but I like how it kind of softens the edges. So just kind of go around, just hit your edges. And you can do it after you glue it, but I usually like to do it before I glue. Let's just kind of go around, hit your edges. And there's no right or wrong way on how to do this, y'all. Y'all can do as much around the edges as you want, or as little. Or if you don't like the kind of shading around the edges, you can leave it plain. Okay, so that's our base. Stick that there. Then I'm going to use, this is Tombow liquid glue. I do prefer this glue when I'm working with thin paper, and the old book page paper is kind of thin. So I'm going to use it. Make sure you go all the way around the edge. Just a thin line of swirls, because you want it to stick really well. Take your tag, glue it on, and then I usually take another solid piece of clean paper and rub across it just to get all the air bubbles out and get a good tight impression on it. Just kind of go around the edge. Okay. So that's our bottom. Now, on this one, I didn't do any extra layers underneath her. I just left her plain, but on this one, I cut some extra colors under and kind of layered. And so on this one, I want to layer also. So I took a bunch of pinks and stripes and just kind of soft, kind of the shabby chic cottage look, and cut out some. If you don't have dies, don't get bogged down in not having dies to cut shapes with. You can just cut rectangles or circles or ovals, whatever you have. But I did use this by Art Impressions. I used a rectangle die for these. And for this, I just used the Scallop by Sizzix. Just use whatever you have. So, and it's so much fun, y'all, when you cut the layers trying to decide what you want to go in the background, because I think they're all so pretty. Love all the colors. But you can see what a rectangle one looks like. And then the pink layered on top. So I think, y'all, I'm just going to use the one oval for this. And I will show y'all the pad that I used. But again, don't, feel like you have to have the same paper pads everyone else does. That's part of the fun, is just going and using your stash. But I've had this for a while. It is a vintage Valentine's stash from Hobby Lobby. I think they've made it every year for quite a few years. But I use it all year, not just at Valentine's, because it has some great kind of old colors in it that can be used for Christmases. I love some of the patterns in this, y'all. So sweet. So tiny. So that's where all the paper came from. So let's distress this one also before we glue it. Okay, slide those up. And just go around your edge. Kind of darken this just a little. Just go around the edges. To me, sometimes I like doing this because it makes it look a little more finished. Makes everything kind of tie and blend together a little bit. But if it's not your style, you don't have to. Or if you want to edge with a different color than the brownish undertones, you can certainly do that. I think greens and blues are really pretty around the edges also. Let's move that over. We're going to glue this on. Put this on the back. And when you glue, just make sure you get a really good coverage on your little scallops, because you want it to have a tight edge. You don't have to use a lot of glue, you just need it around the scallopy edges. So when you put this on, get it as close to that little hole as you can, but not going over the bottom of your tag. And just rub it on. Make sure your stripes are straight if you're using stripes. Okay, this is the little snow angel girl that we're going to put on. And I did use for this, I used the halo, and then I used her little bow. And what I like about this bow is when you glue it, just glue it right in the center and pull the little edges of your bow up to kind of give your project a little 3-dimension. So we're going to glue her on. Make sure you hit your edges. And if you want to use a 3D look for her, like I did on this one, you can use a little mounting foam dot or a mounting foam square. But I want her glued flat. So, and I am going to add lace at the bottom, so I'm going to use this as my marker of where to stick her. Let's see, y'all, kind of get her lined up with where I have the other ones. Just tap her down. May have to hold her a second because she has some layers to her. All right, y'all. Then this is just some lace I have. Use whatever little trims and ribbons you have. If you don't have a lot of ribbon trim, you can use more paper. On this one, I layered some pink gingham paper under the bottom, so you can do that. But I'm going to use this little cream colored lace. And y'all, I've had this forever, but this is the coolest little lace. I think that's why I use it all the time. It's self-adhesive on the back. I think it actually came from Hobby Lobby out of their bridal section a couple of years ago. But I like it because it's self-adhesive. So take your, and the only reason I'm putting these here is I'm trying to make them all kind of uniform. So I'm using this one as my guide to see. I didn't do a good job, did I? Let's try this again. Move it down just a little. There we go. And if you don't have self-adhesive, just use a little bit of glue and glue your lace. And as you can see, there's a little bit hanging off the bottom. Then just put your scissor against the side, trim it. So that is our little snow girl angel. And then I want to add a couple of little finishing touches. On this one, I used a little stamp that says Snowman Sweeter. And on this one, I used a stamp, and I'll show you this one. It's an old stamp. I think it's a Stampability stamp. It says Faith, Hope, and Love. And I stamped it, and then I just cut it, y'all, so that the words are 3 different pieces. And then I just colored the pink in the little openings. So that's what I wanted to point out to you guys. If you don't have a bunch of saying stamps, kind of use what you have and look at them in a different way, and just think, you know, that you can kind of cut them and paste them together. I have this old stamp that says I love you, and I think it's an old personal stamp exchange, a PSX from 1987, and I stamped it on the margins of a piece of the paper from the book. If you get an old book, just use the margins. I love using the margins. And so I stamped that, and then I have this old one too. It's a Hugs and Kisses. It's embossing arts. And I just cut those out. And I stamped those in the Vintage Photo Distress ink. But I wanted to show you how you can still use your old wood stamps and just kind of look at them a little differently and still incorporate them in and use them in different ways. So I wanted to show y'all that. So I think I may do the I love you over here. And then let's see, we could put the hugs there and kisses there. What do you think, y'all? Let's try this. So let me distress these. And I have these little applicators. They're like little makeup applicators that I like to use when I'm working with small, and just kind of go around the edges with it. Kind of distress it. And I kind of had Valentine's in mind for these, but I didn't want them solely to look like Valentine's. So when I was using the colors and picking the little words, I kind of wanted them where they could be for any time of the year. They could still be for Christmas or Valentine's or just a little special gift. So let's go around the edge of this one. Okay, So this is what I wanted to show y'all. This is how these stamped. And then I just cut them out. And then I took a little pink alcohol marker and I colored in any of the little letters that had little shapes. And then I just cut them out. So that's what these were. So let's get these glued on, y'all. Let's see. Oops. All right. And on your book paper, go really light with the glue because it is thin. It's not as thick as a cardstock. Then let's see. I'm just gonna kind of slide it under the edge right there. So she's kind of layered. And we're gonna put a little bit of glue on the hugs. Let's slide it right along the edge of her wing. I may have to trim that a little. Then let's do the kisses at the bottom. Let's see, I'm gonna kind of just pull that up just a smidge so I can get that to slide. Then just work with it and so all of your letter shows. Okay, and I did put a little heart on each one of these. So let's see if I want a solid pink heart, a layered, double layered heart. What do y'all think? Double or single? Or we could just do the crafty brown. I don't know, y'all. I think we might double it. Or we'll just go with the solid pink. We're just gonna use the solid pink. And I'm just using the little foam squares for that because I did want the heart raised. Stick that on the back. And I am going to lightly distress around the edge of this before I put it on. Feel that. And let's see. Let's just stick this right in the middle. And have a little bit of twine that we need for the hanger. So let's stick this through. And these tags did come with twine when I bought them, but it was a really thick, not as dainty, so I like to cut it out and go back with a little bit of a thinner twine. Okay, just gonna do a little knot through. And that's all it is to it, y'all. Look at that. How sweet are those? And it doesn't involve a lot of parts. It is only this set. It is only the Peachy Keen Choir Angel set. And I used some old wooden stamps that I had. But you don't have to. If you just want to make them the choir angels, you can. But there's not a lot of parts, which I like. But I wanted to show you. So this is our finished. And I did go around the edge of her wings with a little bit of glitter glue just to add a little bit of extra sparkle. And I put a little pearl button up there for her. So they're all a little bit different. And on this one, I put her little lace at the bottom, because on the Peachy Keen set, it comes with this little die, which allows you to do the little trim on her dress. So that is her. Y'all, I just love these. I love the colors, and I love that they're wintry, but they have a little pink in them for Valentine's, but they're still have the icy blue for Snowmen of January and winter, and they just have that shabby chic look. So this is the Snowmen, Snow Women, Snow Angels. But I wanted to show you one more thing that I did with this set. Put these here. Let's see. Cover her up so I can dump these out. Let's show y'all. These little angels are out of the same set, and I just wanted to show you how versatile this set is. Let's see, y'all. Move these over to the side. And these are some little gingham angels I made with the same set. And I haven't glued these on anything yet because I haven't been able to decide exactly what I wanted to do with her. But I wanted to show y'all how many different things you can do with this set. And this set I did use the little face out of. So this set has nothing but what came with this in it. And y'all, these are just so sweet. I thought the gingham makes them just look instantly vintage and instantly kind of retro. And then the little choir book, I'm just absolutely in love with it. The little song book. But I had a couple of ideas. This is a little gift enclosure card, and they're the perfect size if you wanted to make them and glue her on that for a little gift enclosure. Or these little teeny brown sacks. If you folded it over and just glued it on that, you have the sweetest little gift sack. Do this on the smooth side so I can show y'all. It's so sweet. So I haven't decided exactly how I want to use her yet, but I did want to show you that this is something else that you can do with this set, because the Peachy Keen put the little stamp faces in, and then it has all these dies. So I wanted to mention that to y'all. So that is it for this Saturday morning make. I'm going to put these back so y'all can see them one more time. All the fabulous little things you can do with one little set. And y'all, I did want to mention this too. If you wanted to use this and make it a gingerbread, all you would have to do is use on some brown cardstock or a little bit of the vintage photo and tea dye ink on her, and you could make her a gingerbread also. So many different ways to use this set. So you can make her a little girl, a snow person, or a gingerbread. Just kind of use your imagination. This little set is so sweet. So happy Saturday morning makes, y'all.